This is a Headgum podcast.
It's a great musical. That actually, I think you would like.
I would do one.
You would be great.
If anyone put me in one, I would do it.
You would love Broadway.
I want to do a musical just so I can do that thing where the actors are like... Krysta.
Hi.
Hi.
I can't believe I'm here.
I love you so much. I'm so glad you're here. What the heck is going on? You've been avoiding me.
Okay, that's crazy.
That's funny,
I don't know
isn't it?
why you keep saying that.
This is my new thing. I'm always gone, and so when I see someone I haven't seen in a while, I say, you've been avoiding me like the plague.
You literally moved to New York, and I thought, here we go. And then you're like, and I'm leaving for 6 months tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then you're like back for a day, and then I never see you.
And you probably, I've got a couple friends in New York, but I would say you're probably the one who was most like, let's go.
Big time.
When I said I was moving to New York, you were like, it's fucking on.
Balls out. I was so excited.
But mind you, you're off doing fucking tours in Malaysia or whatever.
That's true. Yes.
You pieced the hell out for a while.
I did piece the hell out for a while. But that's the joy of New York. You know, it's like you come back together and you pick up your friends. Like, I feel like LA, that's harder to do.
Yeah.
You can't, like, they're gathered everywhere else. Like, I feel like here it's so small and you can just like pick your friends back up.
Well, I feel like I'm in this, I've been calling it my apology tour.
Yeah.
Because
and you're doing that by going, where the fuck have you been?
Where have you been? Where have
These
you been?
apologies suck.
That's my way of apologizing. And why have you been avoiding me?
Yeah.
Fully out of town.
Fully out of town.
When you're on tour, I don't know if you feel this way, but I just feel like persona non grata. Like I'm like, I don't exist.
Yeah.
I'm not a part of anyone's life.
Yeah.
I'm bad at phone.
Yeah.
And the few people I'm good at phone with, it's only painful because I'm like, oh yeah, cool that you're doing all that stuff tonight. I'm in Tulsa, you know. But I'm back. I'm coming back and I'm trying to text everybody. I was just in Kansas City for a week.
Yeah.
And I made a list of who I thought I could see while I was there. And of the people watching this that love me. Some of you got left off and it's because I fucking couldn't do it all.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, here's the people I haven't seen in the longest, I think. And then I was like running through it like it's like items.
But this is who you are. Like, you're actually a very good friend. And because I know, sorry. This is that gotcha moment we were waiting for.
Yeah.
Is that, like, Caleb's a really good friend. And you want to be like a good friend to so many people.
It's hard.
But the dividends are paying out. Like, you've already laid the groundwork. No one feels... I'm speaking for every one of your friends who I've met none of. But, like, no one feels abandoned by you.
Yeah.
Like, they know you're coming back because you're a good friend.
You also have a lot of people in your life to try and keep up with.
Yeah.
And you're gone a lot and you work a lot. I mean, you're in fucking Smash on Broadway right now. You're doing 8 shows a week.
Yeah.
How do you manage all of it?
Well, that's actually, like, part of the draw of doing Smash is that I got to stay put for a little while because I can't go anywhere else, you know, because we're doing 8 shows a week and because the show might run for a while. And so it's like I was kind of looking forward to not having to get on a plane every 5 seconds and just seeing what happens to my life when I'm settled a little bit and what more I can kind of invest in and get deeper in and stuff, because you don't get that opportunity. Like, steady jobs are so rare. So I'm enjoying it. I'm taking it.
It's funny, we get a lot of comments on this show that are like, how does Caleb keep up with all that? And I'm like, I try. But you just meet so many people. You and I met doing a freaking pilot for a show that didn't go. We were in Portland.
Which is like, it's like, I thought about this the other day too, because I was like, they should have just like held us all and written a new pilot for the next year. Like, they had like a murderer's row of comedians on that. And they had like Jake Lacey, we had Rachel Pegram, we had Ali Maki. It was like bam, bam, bam. They should have just been like, okay, we're writing something else and keeping these kids on.
And you know what?
But they didn't.
It didn't happen.
Yeah.
And I thought, I did the classic thing you shouldn't do. And of course I don't do it anymore. But I was so new. I remember like most of our first conversations were me being like, I'm new to all this.
Yes. Yeah.
And I started spending money that I didn't have in my head, you know?
Baby, I know.
Thankfully, I didn't actually spend it. But you look at that, you go, oh, if this goes to series, this is how much I'm making per episode. My number was not high. But I was, it was more money than I've ever made.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, baby, I'm looking at, I'm every night on Google being like, maybe I do care about luxury vehicles.
Yeah.
I never have before, but maybe I do.
Maybe like I do like buying tigers.
Yeah,
like
I want a tiger sanctuary at the house. Yeah,
exactly. No, I know. I'm like, I've gone through so many of those failed pilots or shows that I've never had a TV series that's gone past one season. Like, and so I'm a like on the third season, I'll start spending money. Like, this is all gathering for the, for the feast and the famine.
This is the coffers. I'm building the coffers.
Exactly.
Well, people might not know about you. You're a big-time Broadway legend now. Sorry, don't care if you don't like it. You're a Broadway legend in my eyes.
Great. As someone who's never seen me on Broadway.
Doesn't matter. You're a Broadway legend in my eyes.
Chance has seen me on Broadway.
Chance has seen you on Broadway. But I haven't been invited. You don't want me to come out. You tell me don't come around.
The way he's winking. For those millennials who still listen to podcasts, Caleb just winked at me.
Guess what? It's a long way from Colby's Clubhouse.
Oh my God. Okay, truly, so much of like me coming here today is like, what's Caleb gonna dig up on me?
Tell me about Colby's Clubhouse, 1995 to 2000.
Oh, I think that's a little too long.
You weren't on it the whole time?
That might be incorrect. I think it's like 95 to 97.
For you?
For
or
me.
The show ran that long?
I think the show ran that. I was young.
You were young.
Yeah. Listen, who doesn't love Jesus?
First of all. First of all, let's say that. You're always saying that.
I am always saying that.
Every time I see you, you're like, who doesn't love Jesus?
Who doesn't love Jesus? And, they wanted, it was a children's television show, like a Barney-esque thing with a singing computer.
Yeah. Which back then they were like the size of a room.
The size of a room. It was a human-sized computer, and that was like there was a person in it.
Yeah.
And we sang songs and taught kids about the good word.
For Christ.
For Christ.
Singing songs for Christ. And you're still doing that in some ways.
Absolutely. I'm spreading the good word.
That's going to be the name of your biopic. Krysta Rodriguez singing songs for Christ. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Put him on screen. Yeah. Colby.
That's me.
Where is Krysta? You're in there somewhere.
There somewhere. I've got very long hair and thick bangs.
Are you in the pink down there?
Oh, that's me up there in the top right. No, the other. No, I'll keep going. Right? That one. With the bow in the corner.
Oh my God.
Top right.
I love her.
Yeah, that's
We'll put
me.
that on the screen for the viewers.
I really was it really was a platform for me to shine as a performer.
Yeah.
I was really there, for the work.
How did you prepare?
Yeah, lots. I dropped in, and
this is actors on actors.
Yeah. No, really, I was. The world was my stage at that point.
Yeah.
Wherever the work was, I was gonna give it my hundo p.
You were living in was it the OC? Where were you?
Orange County.
The Orange County.
Yeah.
And where you grew up.
Yep.
And then you started Broadway young, right?
Yeah, I was 19 when I got my first Broadway job.
And Chance played a loud piece of music for me for no reason. 19?
19.
And was that Addams Family or no?
No, God, I was an old maid by Addams Family. No, it was a Beach Boys musical called Good Vibrations, which was a huge flop, like a notorious flop. And I was a swing, so I wasn't even on stage the whole time. And except for there was one day we take photos, like they have this photo call, and one of the girls happened to be out on the day they were taking photos, so I was on. So I'm in every photo with the bad reviews on top of it, and like I think it's like, I don't know which mag, it's like the Daily News or something. It's me like on a surfboard, like, yeah! And it says, "Here comes Bummer" on top of it. Yeah, so that was my Broadway debut. And I was like,
Here comes Bummer.
Here comes Bummer.
It's you, fucking Cowabunga. You're like, hang loose.
Totally.
Yeah.
And I'm just like giving it because I'm like, this is my chance, And it was no good. That was my debut. I went on like with a half an hour's notice for a role I'd never rehearsed because a girl was like puking and they were peeling the costume off of her and putting it on me and like shoved me on stage. And like no one was there to see it. Like it was such a strange experience. And I was like, I really had literally come from like Colby's Clubhouse, children's theater, Broadway.
Yeah.
Like I didn't do anything else. So I was like, oh, this is high school, but with more money. But like no one really knows what they're doing more than they did before. Like the quality doesn't necessarily meet the level of like where you're at, where you think Broadway's going to be. So I really like, Titus Burgess made his Broadway debut in that musical as well.
In
the Good Vibrations.
In Good Vibrations?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Shout out Titus.
So like Amanda Klutz, who's now a big star too. She made her debut in that. So I kind of was like, this is kind of for the birds, and I wasn't gonna do it anymore. And then I got Spring Awakening, and that was that changed. It was in the same theater. It was like 2 years later, and it changed everything. It's how I know our dear friend Gallagher and John Gallagher, and just sort of decided, okay, no, this is now it. That changed my life.
Now, Spring Awakening, that's of course a musical.
It is a musical.
And you, of course, in it played you were Spring.
Yeah, I was.
You were Spring.
Actually, you know what's cool? I was a swing again because they needed like covers because the show was already happening, but they let us be on stage, so we were part of the show. And because we didn't have character names, they used our real names. So in the script and in the score, it's Krysta. So people play Krysta now for like decades.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's so
people
fucking
I played
cool.
Krysta in Spring Awakening. And then, it's a great musical. That actually I think you would like. Sorry. I know. I have a parasocial relationship with Caleb because I listen to the podcast.
And so you know that musicals are not top of my list.
Top of your list of things.
I have a lot of respect for it. I would do one.
You would be great.
If anyone put me in one, I would do it.
You would love Broadway.
I want to do a musical just so I can do that thing where it's like
what's that?
Where the actors are like you know what I'm talking about? I want to go
don't I?
over there. Something like that maybe.
You could do that.
I think I'd be good at that,
honey.
About breathing like that.
Yeah, you have to. You got to work from the diaphragm.
But yeah, musicals. I just never got into them when everyone else was getting into them, and then I feel like I met all these cool theater people, and now I have no frame of reference.
Yeah.
When theater people talk to me. Sometimes when you guys talk to me, you say things that sounds like another language.
Oh, of course.
You're like, oh, Uncle David's wonderful coat. You've seen it. And I'm like, what?
Well, of course, Uncle David.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I don't know what's going on half the time.
It's okay. I know. I had my dear ex was a muggle, as we call them. And there was like one time I'm like with all my friends, and like musical theater kids, we get really loud and we're just, we're kind of annoying. And we were talking about Patti LuPone, and he was like, wait, why do I care about Patti LuPone? And I was like,
that's crazy.
I was like, shit, you know what? You don't care about Patti
know what?
LuPone.
Forget it.
And you don't have to.
Forget it.
It's fine.
This is a gay guy?
No, my ex.
Oh, your ex.
So yeah.
So,
no, I'm just kidding.
Hey, we never know.
We've grown out of that. Okay,
well,
as a musical theater girl, there's just no way. There's no getting around it. You're gonna date some gay men.
I think you were with me the night. Well, yeah, I think you were with me the night that I almost got jumped in that gay bar because I didn't know who was it.
Oh God,
Judy Garland.
Yeah,
I didn't know that it was a picture of Judy Garland on the wall. I go. Look at that beautiful woman. These guys go, you mean Judy Garland?
Yeah, but you were at Julius, honey. Don't come into Julius without knowing who Judy Garland is.
I didn't know. I mean, I know who you say Judy Garland. I go, I know who Judy Garland is, but you put an old picture of her on the wall. I don't know what she looks like.
Old picture, hun. That is
from back in the day.
Back in the day is her heyday. She didn't live that long. She was young.
What's you know what I know about Patti LuPone?
Yeah.
What's the one where she's like, anything goes. That one where she sings really crazy.
Just say that again.
Anything goes.
Yeah, that's the name.
Is it called that?
Yes, that's the title.
What's the line she sings?
Show where she says anything goes?
What's the line right before that where she sings it so loud?
Oh, God knows. God knows. Probably.
Yeah, maybe. God, she can sing.
She can sing.
That lady can sing.
Yeah. She's got it resonating right up here.
She's
That's
still
the goods.
Here. Is that what it's supposed
yeah,
to be?
You want it. Well, if you want to sing like Patti.
Yeah.
It's in the mask, they call it. This is your mask.
Oh.
And you hit the resonance in your mask.
Teach me?
Oh, baby.
If you want to sing like Patti LuPone, you have to feel it in here.
In your mask, yeah. Right up here.
Okay, what if you want to sing like Cynthia Erivo?
Oh my God.
Face still?
No, you're going down.
Down here. You're like, honey, idiot.
That bitch can sing from
Dang.
Yeah, from the depths.
Who were your like Broadway people that you're like, damn? Like who were your Broadway heroes?
God. Well, Sutton Foster was like everybody's Broadway hero. Do you know anything about Sutton?
Of course. Yeah, yeah, Sutton Foster.
Oh yeah, big time. Yeah.
Was the Lion and Lion King and all that kind of stuff. Played Taxi Driver and Taxi Driver. Yeah.
That's exactly right. Yeah, lots of title roles.
Yeah.
Lions in Lion
King,
Taxi Drivers and Taxi Driver. Let's see. Sutton. Yeah, she was Millie in Thoroughly Modern Millie. That was her big breakout.
Nice.
thing. But I also came to New York when I was 13 and I saw 8 shows in 8 days. And so like everybody, I have pictures of me like sweaty at the stage door, just like red faced and thrilled with people that I ended up working with, you know, and are my friends now. And like I went back through the photos. I was like, oh my God, that's Terrence Mann, who played my father-in-law in a musical, you know, like, so everyone was sort of my idol. And I remember what I loved about theater, like when I saw that first show, I got tickets to this show called The Scarlet Pimpernel, which is not a popular musical, but like changed my life. And that's where I feel like even if I'm in a show that's not like, you know, the hot show of the season, like it's someone's first Broadway show. It's somebody's like entrance into feeling sort of accepted and known somewhere. So I try to think about that all the time. I've been in shows that have been called flops and people go, oh my God, that was my favorite show. It was my first show. But anyway, Scarlet Pimpernel was kind of like that. And there was this woman, Christine Andreas, who was playing the lead. And she came out and she was signing autographs and I was like so enamored by her. And then she put like this, it was the 90s, a velvet like cap on, like a, you know, slouchy hat, and she went out into Times Square and she disappeared. And I was like, that's what I want. I never wanted to be like famous. I wanted to be really important to people for 2 hours and then no one cares after that. Like, and that like the culture of Broadway was really why I wanted to be involved in it. The work of it sounded really fun and interesting.
It to me is objectively way cooler.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's the coolest as far as the entertainment industry goes. Broadway is the coolest thing.
Yeah, of the least cool people. I mean, we're the outcasts. We're like the most outcasts.
Yeah,
like in a fun way. Like we found each other and that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's so, and I love theater people. I think because theater people do care about process. And
yeah.
I think it's especially like right now when things like AI, I know, are putting out, you know, they can technically make something that has an outcome that maybe feels similar to good work.
Yeah.
You know, the song or the script or whatever it put out might feel similar to something that someone actually worked on. But theater people have always been, in my life, the people that I'm like, oh, they're obsessed with actually doing this the right way because they care about doing it.
Right.
Like not just how it turns out, not just how the review is, not the way it looks at the end.
Right.
But like the whole actual process of doing it. And I've always thought that was very cool.
Well, you have to do it every day, and every day it's a new thing. So it's like you're not just filming it and then someone's creating a performance afterwards and edit. Like you're doing it, and every night it's going to be different. And you kind of like make an agreement with the audience. Like this is only happening today for this one time, and it will never happen again. And that's really, I think, cool.
Yeah. You were in high school, you were in a show that was directed by Francis Ford Coppola.
Yes.
What was that? Why? How? What occurred? What happened?
I'm not really sure your confusion. It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, it's exactly that. Next question.
Yeah. It kind of, so Francis Ford Coppola had like made all these incredibly deep and dark movies. He'd had like a very famous mental breakdown and wanted to like just sort of create stuff that he loved for his family. And Gia Coppola, his granddaughter, loved Gidget, the movie. Mm-hmm. And so he decided to write a musical of Gidget, which is about this girl surfer in the 60s. And in order to kind of keep it like, you know, family forward and out of kind of the scrutiny of the public eye, he came to my high school, which was an arts high school in Orange County, to audition actual young people to workshop this musical. So I auditioned and I got the lead role of Gidget. And so I was like the star of this show. And Dermot Mulroney came and he played the big kahuna. So he and I were together, co-stars. And so he was around and he was best friends with Jen Aniston and Brad Pitt at the time. And he was at their wedding that summer. And we were just like, like blowing our minds. Like we all thought it was so cool that Francis Ford Coppola was there, but like we hadn't seen Apocalypse Now when we were 14, you know what I mean? So, but he was so fun, and we didn't know him as anything other than like Uncle Francis, and he rode a scooter around campus. He took us to the beach. We like hung out. He threw us parties, like, you know, in like a cast party way, not like he wasn't like partying with the kids.
He was like drink up, kids.
Yeah, he like hosted lovely like events for us, and Sofia Coppola was there, like helping direct, and it was just like this family affair. Dermot and Catherine Keener were married at the time.
Fun.
She was there around. It was like this weird, liminal space of the world where we all like did a musical together, and it was so insane.
California's nuts.
California's so nuts.
That's some California shit.
Well, it's very, and like everyone in LA was like, what's happening in Orange County? Because we were all in, and so like I was on the cover of the LA Times. Like it was a very crazy, like everyone was trying to figure out what was going on with Francis Ford Coppola down there. And it just sort of, never went anywhere, but it was really fun.
Yeah. You live with a couple gay guys.
I do.
Which is so you.
Yeah, I live with 3 gay guys, which is so me. There is some weird, like, cosmic mathematics where I am always the 4th and a female in a 3 gay situation. Yeah. And I don't know why. Not intimately. No. Just pals. Yeah. Like the other night I like looked around and I was like, 3 gay men. I am always surrounded by 3 gay men. And they're not the same 3 gay men. No. And I don't know what that is.
It's you and any 3 gay men.
Well, first of all, I'm in a room with 3 men right now. Like it's like
you're gonna be with 3 men regardless.
Gay men. They're just 3 men are around me. I'm flanked.
You're always flanked with people who might be men.
Yeah. So
we never really know if they're gay or what their situation is. Might be a they in there. Who knows?
Absolutely.
But there's gonna be some people around like that.
There's gonna be some people around like that. Yeah. And I live with 3 gay men who I love dearly.
Yeah.
It was sort of like a situation where, again, I spoke with my ex. I ended a relationship during the pandemic, and I was living by myself, sort of very far away from my my support system. And one day, an apartment came up, and Michael sent me a text that was like, "We should go look at this apartment." LOL. Like, should we move in together? LOL. It was a lot of like, there's no way this is ever going to happen. And then we got the apartment and we were like, oh, fuck, are we going to move in together? And so it was still COVID, we had Zoom meetings to be like, what are our non-negotiables? What are our and it was such a time of had to be radical, honesty and openness with each other. And, we started the Zoom being like, hey, end game is us for the rest of our lives. So if this doesn't work out, we spend any amount of money to get out of it. We just, I had not lived with roommates since I was in college. But it's very different. It's very, first of all, they have another house. So it's kind of like, it's their kind of city house. It's my primary residence, but we're not all there at the same time. Like tonight, I think we're all going to be there together at the same time. And it's so exciting. So it's not like, we're not quabbling over who's buying toilet paper. We're adults who live in this house, but it's been so fun. It's just really changed my life.
Also, roommates with that's a little bit different where I'm living alone for the first time ever right now. And I'm really considering getting a roommate again in the fall just for there's 2 friends I would consider doing it with who are travel as much as I do. I think that's a huge part of it. You need to be gone as much as I'm gone. You cannot be there all the time if I'm only there sometimes and vice versa. And who are kind of doing the same stuff where it's I want to be in a space where I don't want to be the only one thinking about toilet paper. I don't want to be the only one who's capable of showing up and making a meal for the house. Yeah. I don't want to be the only one traveling in and out. As long as we're on the same page, I think it could be cool.
We're supposed to live in community. Yeah. We're meant to. And I need help sometimes. And to have my friends there is really helpful. And to come home and Andy's got a martini ready and the dog is there and the record's on the record player. It's it's the best relationship I've ever had. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What is it with you and gay guys?
I don't know.
Why is this? What has happened?
So I think
were you bit by a radioactive or something? Yeah. You've got
Thank
something.
you for saying that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
No, I think I identify as a gay man. I think if I was ever gonna really my pronouns are he, him in that way. Yeah. But I don't know what it is. I think what I've learned is I didn't get married and have kids, and who else you're as a woman, your female friendships become rarer as your friends get married and have kids, and especially when you live in New York and nobody can afford to live there, and so everyone's moving. They're going near their parents in Florida and Jersey and Tennessee, and then you're like, who can I go on vacation with? Who has disposable income, excellent taste, and can meet me on the level where my life is? And it's unfortunately gay men.
Yeah, unfortunately, you're stuck with us.
Yeah,
you're trapped with us.
I'll take it. Yeah. I'm thrilled.
It's just I've never been around. I myself am a gay guy.
Yes,
and I've never been around as many gay guys as any time I meet up with you. It's you've got a harem.
We went for my 40th. We went to Mexico City. Yeah, and I did invite women. Like I did. And I invited straight men.
Yeah.
Who shows up for me?
Yeah.
The gay men.
Yeah.
And it was me and 5 gay men. We added 2 on my usual group. And we were like hitting up Mexico City, and we went to the like taco truck in the morning, and then we went to the Michelin restaurant at night for my actual birthday. And I'm like in the bathroom, and this woman, she's like, I think I saw you this morning at the taco truck. And I was like, oh yeah, do we have the same itinerary? She's like, well, you guys are kind of hard to miss. And I was like,
cut to you guys in feather boas, fucking, yeah.
And I go, oh yeah, we're kind of a crazy group. And she goes, you and all those men.
No.
And I said, oh, they're gay. They're all gay. She goes, all of them? I'm like, yeah, hon.
Honey, yeah.
I think like people think I'm getting by like the hottest men you've ever seen.
By a bunch of fashionable thin men.
Yeah, I'm like, just like every one of them is just like kaka, and like,
Meanwhile, they're at the taco truck like, let's take Krysta home.
Yeah, exactly. And I just think everyone they're like, you're so intimidating. You're always surrounded by men. I'm like, if you can't tell that these men want to get me laid as much as they do, like.
That is so funny. We're going after the same guys, actually. Yeah,
exactly. I was sitting with my gay friend on the train the other day, and we were both checking out this guy, and we were like, okay, Dodgers hat, like maybe that's for me, He's like, yeah, but really white shoes, maybe that's for me, like we're just sort of,
Craving your next action-packed adventure? Audible delivers thrills of every kind on your command. From electrifying suspense and daring quests to spine-tingling horror and romance in far-off realms. A title I've enjoyed recently is Some by David Eagleman. Audible lets you unleash your adventurous side with gripping titles that keep you guessing. Exclusive, captivating Audible originals, new releases, and bestsellers. Whether it's heart-pounding suspense like Audible original Mad Love, a fantasy romance adventure like Onyx Storm, or a listen with the lights on epic like Stephen King's latest Never Flinch. Plus more big releases like Frida McFadden's The Tenant and Amelia Hart's The Sirens. Audible has over 1 million audiobooks, podcasts, and originals all in one easy app. One of my favorite things about the Audible app is how easy they can make it to see all the audiobooks you've collected over the years in their library tab. Start listening to discover what's beyond the edge of your seat. New members can try Audible now free for 30 days and dive into a world of new thrills. Visit audible.com/SoTrue or text SoTrue to 500-500. That's audible.com/SoTrue or text SoTrue to 500-500. What's up, y'all? It's time for my favorite part of the episode, the ads. This episode of So True is brought to you by Booking.com. Booking.yeah. Y'all, summer is just around the corner, and you guys deserve to really treat yourselves this year with a great place to stay when you take that big trip. From vacation rentals to hotels across the U.S., Booking.com has the ideal summer stay for absolutely anyone, even those who might seem impossible to please. Whether you're booking for yourself, your partner, your early-to-bed, early-to-rise brother-in-law, or your high-maintenance group chat, you can find exactly what you're booking for on Booking.com. Booking.com makes it easy to find places to stay that can accommodate your specific needs. Like imagine you're a band with a very particular soundproofing need, or you're looking for maximum relaxation with a hot tub and sauna to turn your vacation rental into your own private spa. When I'm looking for a place to stay, I simply must have a beautiful full kitchen so I can whip up some of my world-famous spicy baked beans with bacon bits. I simply must have a beautiful full kitchen so I can whip up some of my world-famous spicy baked beans with bacon bits. If I can find my perfect stay on Booking.com, anyone can. Find exactly what you're booking for. Booking.com, Booking.yeah. Book today on the site or in the app. Today's episode is brought to you by Alma. Alma is on a mission to simplify access to high-quality, affordable mental health care. Alma has built a community of over 20,000 diverse therapists. Therapists on the platform offer both in-person and virtual care. While online tools and resources can be a useful starting point or supplement, human relationships are an irreplaceable part of mental health care. Alma can help you find someone who will work with you on your specific needs and goals and support you in making real progress and improving your mental health. Alma makes things real simple to find a therapist. Some people turn to impersonal online resources like forums or chatbots because they think finding a therapist is expensive and difficult. The directory makes it easy to find therapists that take your insurance and meet your unique needs with filters like gender, race, therapeutic approach, and more. Know the cost of your sessions up front using Alma's cost estimator tool. At Alma, 97% of therapists accept insurance, including United, Aetna, Cigna, and more. Better with people, better with Alma. Visit helloalma.com/sotrue to get started and schedule a free consultation today. That's helloalma.com/SOTRUE.
Good luck in New
Checking
York.
it out, babe.
All these guys are acting gay even when they're not.
But also, all these gay men are having sex with women now.
Yes, don't I know it? Honey, the whole world's gotten in a big damn hurry.
What's going on?
Everything's upside down. Left is right, right is left.
Agreed.
My gay guy,
Agreed.
every time I get coffee with a gay guy now, especially in New York, they're going, well, you know, I
Yes.
slept with a woman. I'm like,
I
what is
know.
going on?
I know.
Fascism is winning.
I know.
Gay
But
guys stay gay.
I support it.
I
I'm
know
like,
you do.
Everybody, everybody do what they need to do at this point.
I feel that way until it specifically comes to gay men.
Having
and
sex
I'm
with
not
women.
talking about bisexual men.
No,
Let's get
we're not
that out there
talking
right
about
now.
bisexual men.
You know,
Card-carrying platinum homos
talking
that
all-
are being like, what's in there? I want to
Yes.
see.
They're for the first time ever going after vagina, and I'm going, what's happening? You know, my friend Issa Medina has a podcast, and she texted me yesterday and goes, when are you back in New York? Do you want to come back on my podcast and debate with me about? She does like a debate topic.
Yeah.
She said, do you want to debate with me about the validity of bisexuals? I said, she's bi. I said, leave me out of it. I've had it. I've clarified my stance.
I know. Well, you've already made quite a ruckus in the lesbian
I've
community.
made waves
honey.
in the lesbian and bi community too many times. I'm looking for peace.
Yeah.
But yeah, straight guys are acting gay, gay guys are acting straight. What the hell happened?
Listen, and I'm, well, Andy and I talk about this. Andy's my best friend who I live with. And when we we'll walk the dog and we have what called straight privilege is like the doors are flinging open for us all of a sudden.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're no longer a gay man. I'm no longer an unmarried 40-year-old woman. Like we are now the future of America, like people
We are the
just,
ideal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just like, oh my God, thank God.
Yeah.
Hetero people with dogs live in New York City. And we're like, baby, you have no idea what's going on here.
Yeah.
But it happened with my other gay friend the other day when they walk around with us. We were in Brooklyn furniture shopping. We had like coffees. We bought a bunch of chairs, and everyone was like, "Where are these going? Do you have a dining table?
Will your kids sit at this, please?
Yeah,
your kids?"
I was like, I'm literally making a fuck hut for my gay friend. Like, that's where these chairs are going.
Dude, yeah, I don't know what's happened. Everyone's gay. Wait, have you seen this? Speaking of New York, have you seen this? I woke up yesterday to find on my Instagram feed. Well,
The West Village thing?
The West Village thing.
Yes.
What is this?
Okay.
They're going, the girls of the West
The
Village.
girls, listen.
They wear jeans and
2
little
years
tube
ago,
tops.
there was like, straight women are doing poppers now. And I'm like, guys, these are not hot takes.
Yeah.
Like, they're trying to make something out of something.
I was just I'm like, white women have lived in the West Village, no? That's a new hello?
Hello. No, this is like, all of your friends complaining about how Headgum is not easy to get to. It took me 9 minutes to get here today. Yeah, because I'm a millennial, babe, and we go where it's comfortable.
Yeah.
And like, no, I'm just kidding. That was what's her fuck? Parker Posey.
Parker.
I'm just too old to be uncomfortable. No, it's funny because like when I moved to New York, I had my first dorm was at NYU. It was in the West Village.
Yeah.
And I was 17, 18 years old, like running around in the streets of the West Village. And it's taken me, 24 years to be able to move back with 3 other people is how I'm like affording to live there. And I look around and I'm like, who are these children? How are you affording to live there? And now I go, oh yeah. I mean, that's it. It's always been young.
Yeah.
And yeah, I feel like they're trying to make a moment out of it. I don't care for that. But
I'm not interested.
I think like what I don't love as being a woman of age is like when people decide they invented something.
Yeah.
Like it's driving me crazy.
This is happening a lot.
They didn't invent the West Village, nor did I.
Yeah.
Gay men invented the West
First of
Village,
all.
frankly. And they, everything we're enjoying is because of pioneers. And like, I don't know. I don't like to. And that's why I get like all bent out of shape about the like skinny jeans and side part. I'm like, girls, you're going to get to a point where you're just going to wear whatever the fuck is comfortable.
That was such a loaded sort of ancestral girls.
Yes.
Yeah.
You
There was an energy of a million aunties in that.
Yes.
Girls,
girls, you know?
Just like you're about to.
You think it's not coming for you, and it's coming for you.
Yeah.
You're going to get old, and it's okay.
It's aging is coming for many of you. Not me, but
God
many
willing.
of you are,
Best case scenario is we get old.
It actually is. I really do. I was just thinking, I was talking to somebody, a kind of newer person in my life. Name. But we were talking about getting older, and he was like, what were you like at 22 or something?
Yeah.
And I was like, just insecure, uptight, like intense, like worried. I was worried.
Yes.
And I don't relate to any of those things now. And I'm like, how cool is it to get older?
I was talking to my friend. I have like a dear friend who's 25, and she was like, and X, Y, and Z, they're getting married, and so and so. I said, and they're getting a divorce, honey. Like, I was like, you guys are 26. Like, I was like, I said, and I really like with kind of some fury, like had gunpowder behind it. Was like, nothing about my life is the same as it was when I was 26. I don't have the same friends. I didn't even know Andy at 26. I hadn't met him at that point. Nothing. My beliefs are not the same. Where I live is not the same. How I look is not the same. My body parts aren't the same. Like, there are so many things about me that are not the same. Like, there's a single unrecognizable quality. So like, just live and enjoy. It's like, don't hold on to any of this. It's gone. Yeah. It's already gone. Sorry.
Well, you were talking about body parts being different, and it reminded me, I was talking to my mom the other day. I was in Kansas City, and we were out to lunch, and she was like, all my girlfriends are getting these suppositories. They put a little, she has like hot flashes and
estrogen
stuff. Yeah, but they cut a little slice in your butt cheek and put a suppository in there, and then like stitch it up, and that's, you do it every 4 months to manage your menopause. Yeah. And she was like, my friends are swearing by it, so I have an appointment to go and get it. And she was like, it's not paid for by insurance. And my mom's very progressive, so she doesn't need these lessons. Yeah. But I was like, that's gender care. Like, that's hormones.
Gender affirming care.
Gender affirming care.
I talk about this all the time because, I had breast cancer. Yeah. And I had.
Thank you, by the way.
Yeah. Yes, you're welcome. I did it for you, so you didn't have to. No, I'm like, are we going into breast cancer on the pod? I guess we are. It. But my surgeries were covered to have my reconstruction for gender affirming care, like that, and nobody batted an eye. In fact, they're like, please have breasts.
Yeah, God, please put them back.
Please, don't you fucking dare.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't look at you like that.
She was. Well, I said that, and she was like, I know. I'm gonna say that to my friends.
Yeah.
And I was like, it is. It's like all that stuff. Like, my mom doesn't. My mom loves trans people. Doesn't need to hear any of that. But it's like. But yeah, it's like all that stuff, like it should be paid for, number one. It's because you need it for health. If you're having hot flashes, those are unbearable. You need help.
Oh God, the menopause conversation, honey. It's crazy. It's crazy.
And then no one cares.
No one cares.
And but these fucking guys Viagra is gender affirming care. Hair plugs are gender affirming care. Yeah. I'm like, all this stuff that these like middle-aged, sometimes like Midwestern and Southern people do. Yeah. But then they'll at the same time be like, well, I don't want trans people in the bathroom. I'm like, we're all doing the same shit, you fucking weirdo. Yeah. Relax. Everybody's doing the same stuff.
Everyone needs to relax.
Everyone needs to relax. We all wake up and hope that we're making a living and we're going to have a nice day. Yes. We want to have fun. We want to hang out with our friends and family.
Agreed.
It's what everyone wants.
Everyone.
I just want to start a political party that's like, everyone shut the fuck up.
Yes.
Shut the fuck up.
Agreed.
Relax. We need to figure some actual key things out.
It's embarrassing to have a take.
It's humiliating.
It's like, don't be worrying about anybody else. Just
also,
do your shit.
The immigration deportation thing, there's a million reasons that it's evil and crazy, but particularly I'm like, do you not feel like a loser being like, where are your papers? Yeah. It's like, what? Why do you care about someone's driver's license, you fucking freak?
I know.
It's freakazoid behavior.
Completely.
I don't care about someone's papers. Yeah. What are we talking about?
What are we talking about?
What am I, the fucking Gestapo?
Yes.
I don't care. I don't work for these fucking people.
We went down to, we were in Atlantic City a few years ago.
Thank you.
Yeah. And so that you don't have to. Yeah. And they had this like t-shirt store, and it was all these like raging Trump t-shirts that were like pro-Trump, like get that woman out of office, kind of shit. And we were like, should we buy some of these and just keep them in our closet in case we need to prove, like when it's all going down? Yeah. And we were like, t-shirts, show us your t-shirts. Yeah. Like,
well, there's this one.
I have an eagle, ripping up the trans flag.
Doing a closet tour for the Gestapo. Unboxing for the Gestapo.
Unboxing.
My trip to Atlantic City,
yes,
where I bought pro-Trump
paraphernalia. We're just like, we should keep them in a box in the back in case it all goes to hell.
Yeah.
When it all goes to hell.
Yeah.
You know. So.
That's Lisa Traeger and I were chatting recently, and I got a dumb phone. Don't worry, it's not working out.
Aren't you?
It's not working out. No, don't worry. You can make fun all you want. Everyone has disrespected
I'm not making
it.
fun.
I'll never be at peace. I'll never be at peace. Everyone disrespected it. I already changed the number back. Everyone just forget it. Everyone just forget it.
Wait, did you have a dumb phone and not give me the phone number?
Well, you had the number because it was my old number, but
Okay.
You always have my number.
Okay.
But I got a dumb phone. Don't worry. It was a total failure.
Why was it? I'm actually curious because I'm not
Everyone
judgmental about
disrespected me.
this.
Everyone disrespected me.
Honey.
People refused. People were so stupid. People were texting me. I'm getting 12 Instagram DMs a day from friends saying, "Hey, I texted you, but it's green, so I think your number got shut off." No, it's just not an iPhone. So then I'm getting DMs. It made my life infinitely worse. I'm not allowed to. I'll just die on the phone. I'll die on the phone.
Yep.
I'll be addicted to technology like everybody else.
Yep.
I'll keep my eyes glued to the algorithm so Mark Zuckerberg can go on fucking Theo Von's podcast and talk about colonizing Mars or whatever the fuck they're doing now.
Yep.
I'll just be a fucking sheep like everyone else. I'll be in the system. Fine. I'll watch TikToks until I fucking drool myself to death.
Yeah.
Fine. No dumb phone for Caleb.
No.
But anyway, I was talking
sorry,
to Lisa.
honey. Yeah.
And she goes, maybe I should get a dumb phone. I'm about to travel internationally. And I go, what's the correlation? She goes, well, they're stopping people at the border now and checking their phone. And I've said some really bad stuff on there. And I was like,
Are they
okay.
really?
Yeah, I guess so.
Jesus.
There I can go through your text messages and see if you've been anti-Trump. Which is good.
Who
I think
hasn't?
that's good. Yeah. I think that's a positive sign of a democracy.
Yeah.
When the president's allowed to check your text for hateful comments before you can come in and out of the country.
Yeah.
Probably for the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wants to keep us here for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What's that about?
Yeah.
Folks, I'm going to be honest with you. If ED is getting you down, you need Hims to get your confidence and other things back up. Hims provides access to treatments that can help you stay hard and last longer, so you can be ready whenever the mood strikes. Hims is changing the healthcare industry by providing you with access to affordable sexual health treatments from the comfort of your couch. Hims provides access to a range of doctor-trusted ED treatments like chewable hard mints and Viagra and Cialis and their generics for up to 95% cheaper. The process is 100% online, so there's no need for uncomfortable doctor's visits. Just answer a series of questions on their site, and a medical provider will determine the right treatment option. If prescribed, your medication ships directly to you for free. No insurance is needed, and one low price covers everything from treatments to ongoing care. With hundreds of thousands of trusted subscribers, Hims can help you find the ED option that works for you. Start your free online visit today at hims.com/sotrue. That's HIMS.com/sotrue for your personalized ED treatment options. hims.com/sotrue. The featured products include compounded products which are not approved for nor verified for safety, effectiveness, or quality by the FDA. Prescription required. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan. Bodied that.
This podcast is brought to you by Squarespace.
Squarespace is the all-in-one website platform designed to help you stand out and succeed online. Whether you're just starting out or scaling your business, Squarespace gives you everything you need to claim your domain, showcase your offerings with a professional website, grow your brand, and get paid. All in one place. We all could use a good website in this day and age, I tell you what. And Squarespace has so many awesome features to get yours up and running. Squarespace gives you everything you need to offer services and get paid, all in one place. From consultations to events and experiences, showcase your offerings with a customizable website designed to attract clients and grow your business. Get paid on time with professional on-brand invoices and online payments. Plus, streamline your workflow with built-in appointment scheduling and email marketing tools. I love email marketing and the tools that enable it. Get discovered fast with integrated Squarespace SEO tools. Every website is optimized to be indexed with meta descriptions and auto-generated sitemap and more, so you show up more often on search engines and bring in more of your ideal customers. Head to squarespace.com/sotrue for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, use offer code SOTRUE to save 10% of your first purchase of a website or domain. When was the last time you needed to go to a doctor but you pushed it off? You made an excuse like it'll heal on its own, or I'm too busy, or maybe I don't even know which doctor to go to. I think we've all been there. Booking a doctor appointment can just feel so daunting, but thanks to ZocDoc, there's no reason to delay. They make it so easy to find and book a doctor who's right for you. ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare high-quality in-network doctors and click to instantly book an appointment. We're talking about booking in-network appointments with more than 100,000 doctors across every specialty, from mental health to dental health, primary care to urgent care, and more. You can filter doctors who take your insurance, are located nearby, are a good fit for any medical need you may have, and are highly rated by verified patients. Once you find the right doctor, you can see their actual appointment openings. Choose a time slot that works for you and click to instantly book a visit. Appointments made through ZocDoc also happen fast, typically within just 24 to 72 hours of booking. You can even score same-day appointments. Stop putting off those doctor's appointments and go to ZocDoc.com/SoTrue to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/SoTrue. ZocDoc.com/SoTrue.
I really had such high hopes for like my sanity this time around because I knew it was coming.
Yeah,
you know?
Of course.
And I was like, I'm just gonna be chill. I'm just gonna be fine.
Yeah.
And like 6 days, I was like, like it cannot be chill.
Yeah.
This sucks.
It really sucks. I have some disinformation I'd love to share on my platform.
Cool.
I think he stole the election.
No.
Yeah, I think he stole it. I do.
Wow.
He won by a margin in every swing state that is unbelievable. And I don't believe it's never happened before. I think he stole the election. I think that Elon did something to the computers. I'd love to spread that around. You guys clip this up.
Yeah.
I think that they stole it.
Yeah,
I
you
think
think
that they
so?
stole it. Yeah. I think Kamala.
Wouldn't that be great
I think
if they
Kamala
did?
actually won. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's actually the president.
Yeah. Oh, she's my president.
She's my president.
Sure.
She's in office.
Yeah.
Do you know what I love that you did
Oh God.
when you played Liza Minnelli in
Oh,
Halston?
yeah. Okay. I was like, okay.
loved that performance.
Well, thanks, hun.
I just thought you were brilliant in it.
That's really nice.
Did
Thank
you? Did you? Was that like a dream? How was that?
Yeah, totally a dream. Like I like very rarely am happy when I get a part.
I'm like happy to have the money and then have to go do the job. Yeah.
Yes. But it's also like, it usually means like canceling a vacation, like or some other job that you can't do or something, you know. And I've always had like anxiety around actually working. And for this one, like I wanted it so bad and I got it. Like that's so rare.
Yeah.
And for like a day and a half, it was like utter bliss. And then it was abject terror for the entire time I was doing it. It was so scary.
It's pressure.
It was so much pressure. I mean, listen, gay men, like my bread and butter.
This is your community.
I can't disappoint.
Yeah.
And also like, you know, the Broadway community and the people who like, you know, I'm going to have to face a lot of people who have a lot of opinions about her. And I was so nervous. I was so scared. And we shot one episode of it and then the pandemic happened. Jesus. And so I had been training. I was like in all kinds of, I was in dance class, voice and speech class, acting. I had an acting coach. I was doing dialect coaching. I had like, you know, getting fitted for color contacts. Like it was like I was fully immersed. And then they were like, it's not happening. And I felt like you go to the grocery store with no cart and you're like, I can hold all these things, you know?
Yeah.
And then it was like, I just dropped them. I'm like, I don't know what else to do. And then it came back in September of that year. And I think that like time was actually so good to marinate on the things. And I honestly think the show was better. I think like Ewan and I's relationship was better. Like, and this is kind of like, you know, gets into the nerdiness of it. But for the first episode, we're sort of like the beta versions of ourselves. Like I'm Liza before I meet Halston. He's Halston before he meets Liza. And when we came back for the second episode, it's when we have all kind of come into our heyday. And it felt that way. It felt like I remember seeing him and him seeing me on that first day of shooting when we came back and being like, we're here. We've arrived. You're Halston, I'm Liza. And we're going to like do this. And we just kind of settled into it. But it was really scary. And I'm really grateful that people have been nice about it.
Yeah. It was so good.
No, thanks.
That's so cool. I adored it.
I like wanted to do something really hard at that time. Now I don't really want to work that hard anymore. But like at that time I was like bargaining. I was like, if I get this, I will do only this. Like I just wanted it so badly. And I dedicated myself to it in a way that, you know, I wanted to do at that time.
That feels really good.
Yeah.
I feel similar. I'm working really hard on something right now that should come out this year, and I'm excited about how horrifying it is.
Yeah.
I'm like excited about how difficult it is.
Yeah.
I'm like scared of it, and I'm like it's fun. It's nice.
Also to be there are times when I'm like thrilled to be something that might fail, like be a part of something that might fail. Like I'd rather strap myself to the front of this and go down than kind of sneak around in the back and not be responsible for its success or failure. You know, sometimes you want to just kind of be the reason something is.
I feel that I learned, this is a lesson that I learned in the Human Resources, the Big Mouth spinoff.
Oh, yeah.
My first writer's job is it was my first writer's room, and I was so, I guess I was nervous about certain things, but I was like, as long as everyone understands that I'm here to write jokes, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I can write jokes all day long.
Yeah.
And anything else like structure, format, story, huge, like large theme things, understanding how a room works, politics, that's all stuff that I feel pretty equipped to pick up.
Right.
But I was like, I am a little more nervous about that.
Yeah.
And I am, of course, also nervous that if I don't do it the way they like it, that I'll never get a job again.
Yeah.
You know, that's part of it.
Of course.
But the big thing I took away from it was like, I think there were so many talented, like accomplished TV writers in that room who just know what the fuck they're doing, who have written a million episodes of TV.
Yeah.
And I really respect them presently. But I was like, one of their scripts was, I don't remember whose it was. Maybe Victor Keenash or somebody like that. But one of their scripts was up first. And we as a room just like ripped through it. You know, we just like redlined this and changed that joke, and this didn't work at the table and that didn't work at the table. And there's a feeling of like, number one, that's all of our responsibility and work.
Right.
We all worked on it.
Right.
So it's all of our collective work that we're editing.
Yeah.
And number two, it doesn't make the person who technically authored it any less of a writer. This is the process.
No, this is the process.
And it's a similar thing as like you're talking about like being in a project that flops and like strapping yourself to the front of it. It's like I've seen plenty of actors, directors, producers, etc. that I deeply respect who have been involved in a project that wasn't for me or wasn't even objectively very good.
Yeah.
And I've never walked away from it being like, oh, that person's a flop actually.
Yes,
I've just been like, oh, that thing wasn't great, but like they're still great.
Yeah, you have to always be like applying that to yourself. You're just assuming everyone's going like, oh my God, how embarrassing for her, you know? And maybe they are, but also like most people are going like, yeah, everyone has had a clunker, everyone. And also like, yeah, I had that experience, like I was doing a sitcom, you know, and they were like throwing new jokes at me and I'm like, no, I can make this one work. And then I was like, why would I want to make a joke work if it's not working?
Right.
Like, give me a better joke. Let's do it. Let's have fun. So it's like, I try to keep that idea in the same way of just like, why wouldn't we want to rip apart the script and try to like make it better?
Why not?
Why would you hold it so tight? You know?
Why?
But I'm a real tight holder. Listen, this is all bullshit.
You have trouble loosening the grip?
Oh, baby. I'm learning, but yeah. Just a real vice grip.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Do you think so? What are your biggest flaws?
Oh, my God. I mean, definitely that. A big need for control.
Yeah.
Yeah, big
Makes
time.
sense. Where do you think that comes from? What's that about? Is there a really scary, sad answer that we shouldn't actually get into?
Yeah, there's probably a scary, sad answer. Yeah.
Cool. Well, then we just won't do that.
I don't really care. But you're right, you know.
I have a better question for you than that. What's so true to you?
Oh God, what's so true?
Krysta, you watched the show. You knew it was coming.
I do. Actually, I listen. I don't watch.
You don't watch?
No.
Oh.
I'm a listener.
Okay, that's good. That's still good.
Yeah, I know.
You could do both.
Is that okay?
What I would love is.
Am I supporting you? Okay, if I do that?
Yeah, just the audio comes out at like midnight.
Okay.
On Thursdays.
Yes.
If you could listen to the audio and then just put the YouTube on in the back and let the ads run.
Got it.
Some other time, like when that
Okay.
comes out later, and do that a couple times a week for all the episodes.
I see.
That'd be the best way to support.
Okay, gotcha.
We make good money off the YouTube.
I know.
So if you could just
I'm
run
happy
it.
for you.
And if you're ever
Yeah.
in like a doctor's office or anything like that, and you see that there's a YouTube option, just put on my show on repeat.
Okay.
Anything like that's helpful.
Okay. All right. Well, I got into podcasts because I wanted to be able to listen and keep walking. I didn't want to have to watch it.
We love listeners.
So I'm a listener.
Listeners are
well.
huge.
Now I've wasted all my so trues on our conversation.
What?
Yeah. Like
You didn't save one?
I guess I didn't. Well, we were talking about it. Like a hot take is embarrassing. Let's see. What is so true to me?
You know what? We don't have to do this. I could
Okay.
cut this.
Okay.
But let me give you this. Since you gave away a lot of your general so trues. What is your Broadway so true?
Ooh,
What is your so true about Broadway, Broadway shows, Broadway performing, Broadway culture?
okay, I have like a take on this. It's kind of maybe uncouth, but just like Broadway is a service industry with a high turnover rate. And that is something that we have to get used to.
What do you mean by that?
Shows are going to close. Shows are going to run shorter than they're supposed to. That is the beauty of it. Like the ephemera of Broadway is why we're all there. It's why you pay a premium to be there, is because you can't watch it over and over again. It's going to happen once. So live capture things, like stuff like that. I'm actually happy they're doing it now. It's better than these sort of like shitty versions they were making and sending out, because like people are making opinions on shows based on like a video of a show. That's not the show. You're never going to be able to do that. You know, it's as if you were like when you're on set watching someone film a movie. If you were like, that's the movie, that's not the movie, you know? So I just love, I'm a big advocate for the ephemera of it. And that like there's a lot. Every year in January, a ton of shows close and everyone bemoans the state of Broadway and arts and new work. And I am like, Cats was a new musical at one point. Like, you know, The Music Man was a new musical at one point. Like, just because they become these, you know, huge juggernaut successes doesn't necessarily mean that we are not supporting new musicals. Like, we need room for everybody. And like, if you think about what your first Broadway show was, it was probably not Death of a Salesman, you know? Right. It was probably The Lion King. It might have been The Addams Family, which I was in. You know, it might have been these shows that are sort of like what you might consider like low-hanging fruit, but there's room for everybody. And like, shows will come and go, and that doesn't mean we're a bunch of like plebes that don't understand the art form. It means like we're generating content in a service industry, and we are trying to figure out the most amount of joy to the most amount of people. And I just think we need to like relax a little bit about that.
Yeah.
But none of that makes any sense to you, because
it made total sense
you
to
don't
me.
know anything about
I got
Broadway.
it. I know everything about Broadway now. I feel like I got a crash course from a true pro.
Just the business of it. I think when we're artists, we don't think about the business of it. And I think like just lean into the business of it a little bit and be okay with that. The business is the art.
Yeah.
If we're not running, like a beautiful new show would never exist if another show didn't close. So like, you have to make room for people.
Only so many
There's only so
theaters.
many theaters.
Yeah.
And enjoy that. And I'll be sad when my show closes, as it will one day. And, you know, we move on. Something new might come in and be beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That reminds me of like just the life in general. Like life in
Yes.
general is like things will end.
Yes.
Life itself, of
Yes.
course, will also end.
Well.
But things end, things come and things go. New things can sometimes only begin because old things have ended.
Yeah.
Everything's not meant to stay the same. It's like what you were saying about, you know, talking to your 25, 26-year-old friend or whatever. It's like, this is not. You will only make yourself sad hoping that good things last forever.
Totally.
Good things do not last forever.
Do not last forever.
You will find a new good thing and you'll be like, oh man, it would be cool if this one lasted forever. And it also won't.
Yeah.
It's like the new good thing is around the corner. The old good thing is behind you.
Yeah.
You gotta just fucking keep it moving.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so true. So it's
You know, there is a joy. Someday we should make a compilation of the number of times. Most people don't recognize when they do it.
Yeah.
But the number of times that people organically say the name of the show.
Well, you picked a good title, babe.
We did pick a good title, but I love when it happens.
I know.
I love when it happens.
It's so great.
It'll happen to me sometimes when people are talking to me.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
oh, yeah.
That's fun. And they don't notice. They're just talking. But I'm like, I like that.
Do you say it all the time? Or are you embarrassed if you say it?
I get
you're
humiliated when I say it.
Yeah.
Now. Yeah. I'll be like
branding.
talking to someone. I'll be like, oh my God, that's so true. And then I'll be like, ugh, it feels hack.
Yeah.
When I accidentally do it.
Yeah, but you created it.
It's the name of the show because I talk like that.
Exactly.
Yeah. There were a lot of all the names ideas for the show when we were.
Yeah. Give me some of the.
They were like just a bunch of gay little. It was like no, totally. It was like completely like just calling the show completely. There was a bunch of them.
Yeah.
But they were all just gay little phrases that mean nothing outside of the context.
Listen.
And that's how it should be.
Yeah. That's how gay out of context.
Gay out of context.
Yeah.
Another good one.
Yeah. Exactly.
What if you had a podcast? What would you name it? What do you think?
Well, Andy and I wanted to start a podcast, and I think we should now because really. like people are wanting to do podcasts more than they want to be on TV shows anymore. Like it's such a different,
it's
world.
more stable.
Yes.
Crazy enough.
We wanted to start a podcast about aging in the industry, and like because we both started the business as like sexy kids, like and then like what happens when you kind of grow into like an adult and what you do, and like kind of the craziest things we've done to our face to like try to be young, or kind of like the supplements we've taken or whatever, and wanted to interview like girls that had played Annie who are now like 28, like what's that like, growing in the business. And the title was My Lines.
My Lines. Yeah. I love that.
Like your lines, you're reading lines, but also your lines.
Yeah.
And we recorded like 2 episods and we never did anything with it. So maybe we
please
will
bring
now.
it back.
Yeah.
Please make it happen.
We could just do it at our house. This is before we lived together.
I have an opposite thing where I feel deeply that my acting career is fine.
Yeah.
I get stuff here and there, and I like the things I've been able to be a part of.
Yeah.
But I deeply feel that my 40s are probably where it's at for me.
Yeah.
And I feel that I'm kind of like every time I see a sign of myself getting older, I go, thank God.
Yeah.
For work wise, and I know that most people feel the opposite, but I'm like, I have never, like, traditional ideals of beauty have never been attached to my body by virtue of being fat, and so I'm like, fucking bring it on. I think I'm gonna eat down in my 40s.
I feel like that, like as a woman, that experience is so insane because like, and people will tell you this, but you don't really know it until you're in it. It's like, as you get older, I'm like more powerful than ever, and people couldn't care less. Like, it's like I get less interest the older I get, and I'm like, y'all don't even fucking know. Like I could run this joint. Like I have so much more experience, knowledge, confidence, like, fire. Like I just totally understand things in a way that I didn't before. And people are like, cool, yeah, you're gonna, you're not useful to society anymore. Thank you.
Yeah.
And like, I'm hoping that changes. But I feel like there is this dead zone of like, the Allison Janneys who are going to like be great in their 30s, disappear in their 40s, and then like show back up in their 50s being like nailing it. There is this dip here in this age where you either kind of amass all of your power and then come back stronger than ever, or you just kind of go, yeah, that wasn't for me.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
I've talked about this a little bit, but there's something interesting that my friends or acquaintances who, when we were, in our teens or early 20s, that had social capital based on their appearance.
Yeah.
That now, as we get a little bit older, because some of them were maybe a little bit older than me, and some are a little bit older than me now, that capital is disappearing.
Yeah.
And it's a really hard thing for them to manage. And
Totally.
I feel this opposite thing where I'm like, my thing is like accruing. I'm getting better and better because my thing has always been based on my personality and my mind and my whatever.
Yeah.
And so it's this funny thing where I'm like, I feel so excited about aging and so unconcerned about my appearance because it's never been in mass something that anyone was interested in. I think I'm hot.
I was
like,
gonna say,
there are
baby.
I'm not down on my. I think I'm so hot, and plenty of people. That's all fine.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, in mass, traditional standards wise, people do not like fat people. Our society does not like fat people. We have very specific ideas about what fat people are.
Totally.
I fucking posted a picture of myself on a bike ride with my friend yesterday or the other day. And or I'll talk sometimes. I've talked on this podcast before about liking going on long walks.
Yeah.
And people will comment or DM me the craziest shit,
I'm
being
sure.
like, "You know damn well you don't go on walks."
That's
and I'm like,
nuts.
"What is your opinion of? You think fat people don't walk?
I know,
honey. Look at my legs. They're chiseled of stone. Like, of course I'm walking. Are you insane?
Also, you're a New Yorker, honey.
I'm like, it just doesn't. Yeah, they think the conceptions that societally we have about fat bodies they don't bother me anymore.
Yeah.
But they are. It is objectively percentage wise more in the camp of negative, and I just think when you, and it doesn't have to be fatness, but when you don't have access to like I've been desired, but I have not been desirable. Capital D desirability as it's prescribed to us, as we all like suffer under the boot of this like ideal of like the ideal body and the ideal beauty that strangles all of us. It strangles women. Sure. It strangles men as well, although a lot of us don't take time to think about that.
Right.
It's just patriarchy repackaged. But like the way that suffocates all of us, if you're used to suffocating under it more visibly and more like constantly, as age adds onto the pile and as ability goes away as you get older or whatever changes, you just don't have as hard of a time dealing with it as people who had fewer of those obstacles.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean?
Sure, I do know.
If you're conventionally beautiful when you're 20,
Yeah.
it's like twink death. It's like if you're conventionally hot and everybody wants to fuck you when you're 20, and all of a sudden you're 32 and the club fits aren't hanging the same on the frame.
Totally.
Now all of a sudden you're kind of staring down mortality and going, what am I? You know?
Totally.
And it hits different.
It totally is. Yeah, and I had this observation the other day because I'm like single and I was like, I don't know a lot of women in their 40s who are just like falling in love, like because we're just a little too smart now. But like men in their 40s are falling in love. I have so many of my friends in their 40s who are finding like great loves, and I'm like, oh yeah, because they're all dating 26-year-olds. Like, like no one's even looking over here because they're just like, yeah, you got our number. Like you don't want to like. You know, they don't want to be seen or perceived, I guess.
Well, part of it's malleability. I think part of the reason that older men are so attracted to younger women, other than is a lot of the older men who are attracted to younger women, they want them to be as close to looking like children as they can, and that is reality. We have a problem. But there's this other component of it that isn't always that. That's like you've built a life that you like. You're successful in your job.
Yeah.
You oftentimes own a home that you live in alone.
Yeah.
You have a dog that you love. And an older woman is going to come in and call you on your shit and hold you to account and be a fucking adult partner to you. Right. It's nice to have, I understand the psychology of being like, oh, how about this malleable young person who doesn't have ideas and is just charmed by my house and my wonderful life I've built for myself.
Well, they can be the big,
they can be the big guy,
yeah.
And it's like, it's obviously humiliating in a different way for them. But yeah, you get it.
Yeah,
you go,
absolutely.
Yeah, an older woman who has her shit together is intimidating.
Well, exactly. Intimidating is that's what, you know what's so fucking true to me?
Yeah, come on.
I hate the word intimidating.
I know you do. I know you do.
Shit. Someone was like, well, you're intimidating. I said, well, I'm only getting more intimidating. So get on now or you're way out in the dust.
Yeah.
Like, and also just like, I have heard it so many times and I always get it offered to me like a dog giving me a dead bird as if it's like the gift that I want, you know?
And congratulations, they're intimidated
honey, you're
by
so
you.
Intimidating.
Yeah.
So you'll never know love, you know? And I'm like, fuck you for weaponizing my who I am inherently against me as a reason that I cannot be loved by somebody.
Yeah.
Because I own a home? Like, what the fuck?
I would love to use this opportunity to put out an all call, but the reality is who you're looking for is not listening to this show. I'm just thinking like single straight guys that are in their 40s are probably, this isn't the forum for you to
listen,
reel them
my
in.
loves don't have to be in my 40s. They just need to be chill with me being, you know, in charge.
So maybe there's a straight guy out there who's interested. Guys, hit Krysta up.
Yeah.
Or hit me up and I'll source.
Yeah, please.
Don't go straight to Krysta. She's busy. Come to me and I'll decide who's worthy. I start sending you.
I would love that.
I send you like 3 resumes a week.
I want to do like zero work on this.
Like 32, insurance broker, stable. Seems like he's got a Roth IRA.
You think guys with Roth IRAs listen to your podcast? I would take that.
There's probably a couple.
Yeah.
You know, I do have a weird, I've mentioned this before, but most of my fans are who you would expect.
Yeah.
Like most of my fans are
too.
lesbians, non-binary people, gay men. You know what I mean? It's like, that's the crew.
Yeah.
But then every once in a while, I will get approached on the street by a backwards hat, baseball jersey wearing, just like, dude, I love your shit. And I'm like, you know, I'm like, thank you, but whoa.
Did y'all see Cole Scola doing the straight person impression on Colbert?
No, but I want to cry.
Oh my God,
I love
it was
Cole so much.
funny. They seemed insecure about the thing, but it was so good. And they're like, you just have to don't move your mouth. Like you just don't enunciate. Like, it was really fucking funny. You got to watch it.
Yeah,
it's really great.
It reminds me of a joke that I saw Mateo Lane do once back when I was living in. We were not friends yet. I went to a Mateo Lane show as a fan when I had moved to Brooklyn for like a summer internship, and I saw Mateo at this bar in Brooklyn, and he did this joke where he was like, yeah, I had to get a voice coach because I'm auditioning for this role. And he's a high school football player, and like if I play him with my current voice, he's gonna have a secret. And I thought that was so fucking funny.
That's great.
I love Cole Scola.
Oh, the best. Have you seen O'Mary?
Of course I've seen O'Mary.
Okay, all right, good. I also saw Betty Gilpin do it. I saw Oh Betty.
Oh,
and I got to go see Titus do it as well.
Oh Betty and Titus. You need to get the Triple Crown.
Oh, babies. It's so great.
I just think I have long thought that Cole is one of the defining comedic voices of our generation.
Completely.
And Oh Mary for me was like this. I mean, I literally could cry. I'm so proud.
Yeah.
I'm just so proud.
Yeah, I know.
I think Cole is a genius, and it's in an industry that is like often so fucking brutal and annoying, and like I just find so many things happen in this industry. I just go, why the fuck am I a part of this?
Right.
And then someone as brilliant as Cole makes a work as brilliant as they're capable of.
Yes.
And it gets the support that it deserves, and they get the love that they have earned.
Totally.
And then you go,
sometimes it
at
works.
least that.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's awesome.
Well, it was so thrilling when seeing it the first time, because I saw it off Broadway, seeing like, oh, somebody doing what they are perfectly capable of like the thing they wrote that only they can do. It's like, it's just such an exciting moment to watch that kind of coalesce. But I have a little fun fact about Cole. On the television series Smash, which I was a part of, there's a number that I do, like one of the big numbers where I'm like hanging from like acrobatic silks from the ceiling, and there's like a little cutaway where a scene happens where Jeremy Jordan goes into a coat check to like steal someone's coat, and Cole is the coat check person.
No, Cole.
Yes, and it was like, I think their TV debut or something like that. Our showrunner Josh like knew of them from other, avenues, but anytime people watch Smash, every time they like watch that number, they're like, Cole, let's go that way. Hold on, Cole. It's like no lines. I don't think they have a single line. They just shake their head.
Don't need
it's
it.
like so funny.
Some don't need it.
Some don't need it.
Yeah, I love Oh Mary. I saw it at Lucille.
Hotels.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lucille Hotel.
What was it?
It's the Lucille Lortel
Theater.
Yes.
I saw it there. Yeah, and I need to go. I want to go back and see it. That was maybe the other one that was on my list.
Well, I'm going to take you to maybe Happy Ending. So when you decide to go, we'll go together.
Let's go.
And then, because I like taking friends to it.
Let's go. It's on my list of shows I need to see right now. It's
and
so
then
exciting.
when Cole comes back, or when Titus comes back, I mean, we'll go see Oh Mary again.
Yeah.
Together.
Let's
we should
do
go
it.
see Broadway together.
I would love that. Is there anything you want to plug? Tell the people about?
Yeah, I mean, definitely come see Smash, the musical. For if you were a fan of Smash, the TV series, it's a very different version of the show. It's a comedy. It's like an all-out farce. It's really silly and fun. And we got some great dancing. All the songs you loved from the show are in it. I am sort of representing the Deborah Messing role from the television series. I wear a lot of scarves. If you were a fan, you'll recognize those. And Caleb, about the scarves. You go to bed thinking about them.
Well,
every
that's
night.
that's when I think about Smash. I'm like, well, it's a scarf show.
Totally.
Primarily.
Honestly, if people ever ask you about Smash and you say that, people will think you know about Smash. That if you were like, well, the scarves, they'd be like, yes,
scarves.
Yeah.
And guess what, Krysta? You're not getting out of here
I
without
know.
doing this.
I'm so nervous.
You thought.
No, I was excited. I want $50 US.
Krysta, you know what's going to happen. I'm going to read you 15 statements. You're going to tell me as quickly as you can if you think they're true or false. If you get 10 or more correct, we're going to give you $50 US.
I'm going to go as fast as possible. I'm going to try because it drives me crazy when people take their time and show their work.
That's a real listener.
Yes.
That's a real listener.
I'm like, he says as quickly as possible.
Are
See,
you ready?
I told you I'm a gripper. Yeah.
Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
LeBron James is 7 foot tall.
True.
False, 6'9". Kraft Mac and Cheese came out in 1937.
True.
True. The longest hiccup attack ever recorded lasted 68 years.
True.
True. Little Shop of Horrors never won a Tony.
True.
True. Earth's rotation is speeding up.
False.
False. It's slowing down. A shrimp's heart is in its head.
True.
True.
Cool.
They never made a sequel to Independence Day.
False.
False. They made one in 2016. Pepto-Bismol was originally blue.
False.
False. It's always been pink. Jeremy Jordan's full name is Jeremy Michael Jordan.
True.
True. Ancient Romans used to drop a piece of toast in their wine for good health.
True.
True. The 6th largest mall in the U.S. is Burlington, Vermont.
6th largest what?
6th largest mall in the U.S. is in Burlington, Vermont.
False.
False. It's in Costa Mesa, California. Lorde is from England.
True. No, false. I mean.
False. She's from New Zealand. They these days? We'll have to check in. The Drowsy Chaperone opened in May of 2009 on Broadway.
2009. False.
False. May of 2006. NYU's mascot is a bobcat.
False.
It's true.
Well, I'll fight you on that, but go.
Sutton Foster was a state champion tennis player in high school.
False.
False. How'd she do?
13.
And you're thinking 14 maybe. What was the NYU bobcat?
We're really the Violets. There is no we don't have sports teams, so we're not really Bobcats. Look into it.
Well, he wrote them, so he's in big trouble
know.
here.
Well, it's the mascot is a person. I've got it right here for you all to see. The mascot is an individual. If this will load.
Hey, Was that pretty good?
That was
was really good.
unreal.
I don't know that's common.
It's not only uncommon, that was unreal.
Yeah.
That was
a generational
crazy.
Run. That was crazy.
That was crazy. I'm
know
giving
that-
you 14. I'm counting
Okay,
it.
because I weigh in NYU kids because I remember the Bobcat kind of being like a joke because we didn't have a mascot. It was like we're the Bobcats, but we're the Violets.
Yeah.
See NYU Violets up at the top there.
Yeah, I want NYU kids. This is the first and last time I'll ever say this, but NYU kids, I want to hear from you.
Yeah.
Hey, there's a first and last time for everything. NYU kids, I want to hear your opinion.
I would have said true, but I thought, oh, this is one of the trick ones. But what was I got a trick one wrong. What was it?
Oh, what did you miss?
Oh, 6'9", 7 foot.
Oh, you missed
Come
LeBron
on.
James. Come
Come
on, that's
on.
not even fair.
Like if I know Sutton Foster facts, you think I know how tall LeBron James
Yeah,
is?
it's not
Those
fair.
two don't intersect.
It's not fair. Krysta, we love you.
I love you. This is so fun.
Thanks for doing it.
I never thought I'd see the day.
An all-timer.
I love
An
it.
all-timer with Krysta Rodriguez.
I want that $50.
You're
coming.
gonna get it. You're gonna get it.
I'm coming.
You and Trixie Mattel will get your
Yeah.
cash. I love you.
Love you.
Thanks for doing it.
That was a Headgum podcast.